You can't dispute that poetry should take us beyond the realms of the seen, beyond the realms of the it begins with the palpable world and takes us to the impalpable realms of experience. This is what Anvithi does in the poems. With great delight, I have released this book by Anvithi, whose pen name I don't understand. Anaha. And I think this pen name has been given by, strongly suspect, by her grandfather. So he should tell us the meaning of that word, Anaha. And it was great fun to go through this book of poems. How old are you now?
I'm 23.
I can't believe that. Because I see so much maturity and ripeness in the poems. I can't believe that it's written by a 23-year-old. And of course, she writes about the experiences which are common at her age: friendship, relationship, dreams, fantasies, and so on and so forth. But what I find interesting is that she starts with specific memories. Greeks believed that muses are the inspirers of poetry. Muses means memories. They were goddesses of memories. Memory. But the great English poet William Blake said, the poetry of muse is inferior to the poetry of imagination. Because the greatest leaps of poetry do not depend, though they emerge from memory, they rise up to the level of imagination. So Coleridge said, distinguish between the poetry of fancy and poetry of imagination. And poetry of fancy depends on memory, whereas imagination is something divine. In fact, William Blake called it Jesus the imagination. And Coleridge said, it's the repetition in the human mind of the divine I am. So whether you believe in this theological meaning of imagination or not, you can't dispute that poetry should take us beyond the realms of the seen, beyond the realms of the... It begins with the palpable world and takes us to the impalpable realms of experience. And this is what Anvithi does in the poems. Because I've seen a lot of young people are of her age writing in Kannada and also English. And I also know some Tamil and Telugu and Hindi. I read poems of young poets. They just don't get off the ground. There is no flight of imagination. And this gift doesn't depend on age. It is something inbuilt. Maybe it's a divine gift, we don't know. In one of his vachanas, Channabasavana says, ಮರ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಿರಿದು ಕಿರಿದಲ್ಲದೆ ಅದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಿರಿದು ಕಿರಿದುಂಟೆ ಅಯ್ಯ. Poetry is a kind of awareness. Arohu. It has no age. An 80-year-old man can write juvenile poems. And a 10-year-old can write a very mature poem. Because the man or woman who suffers is different from the poet who creates. So I welcome Anvithi to the world of poetry. And I am sure that she has a very great future. And before I conclude, to give you people a taste of her poetry, I have marked a couple of her poems which illustrate what I said. This is called Burning in the Glow. We can never go back to how we were before. So on page number 22, because you have showed me more than 1,000,000 times that I'm just going to hurt myself every time I go back to you. I'm a fool to have never learned. No matter how many times you hurt me, the words you speak, the things you say make me want to go back to you. But now, your magical words are slowly losing their spell on me, because I have now come to see that you and I are nothing but a moth drawn to a flame. When you are the glowing, enchanting flame, and I am the moth fascinated by it. The moth, hurting itself every time it touches the flame, is just going to burn itself in the end. Look at the climax of the poem. It begins as an ordinary statement. At the end, it reaches incredible poetic intensity. Just another short poem. There she is, girl in the mirror. There she is, looking at something but yet nothing. She's staring into oblivion as millions of things run through her head. She blinks without her knowledge. I am looking at her, wondering what she may be thinking. Then I realize something so sudden that I am woken from the deep thoughts I was lost in. I realize that the girl is me. So, how she is able to distance herself from herself. This is a remarkable feat at this age. So the book is full of very such surprises. And the last few poems are called Hue, numbered differently. The last poem has the pitiless brevity of a haiku poem, Japanese haiku poem. I spoke of you like you created the world while you burnt my whole existence down to mere ashes. So this poem, if it's written by, of course it is written by a girl, it damns all men. It's a damnation of manhood. That was a joke, but it's a remarkable poem. So how she builds the poems up to a crescendo, to a kind of intensity. I was delighted by it, surprised by it. I'm very happy and proud to be releasing this book. And I am sure that she has a very great future as a poet, and I wish her all the best. Thank you.